Hey, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of Saagnik Speaks. Here we discuss things we all felt, but somehow couldn't express. Myself Saagnik. You have seen the title, right? And all of a sudden, you start recalling every single thing that has held you back. We all know that feeling of holding back unexpressed pain. All the pain that you bear around just with a smile on your face, like it's nothing. I bet you want to speak it out, but the fear of how people would react to it, or if they would even care about it, it holds you back somewhere. I really want to help you, but all that you have been through, all that you have faced, the things you have been running away from, are gone. It sounds too simple, right? Yet none of us could get over the trauma we had as kids. Some of you might face painful childhood experiences that led to the fake hard shell that you carry around now. Am I right? Some of you got bullied, some faced harassment, and deep down somewhere, you know it. If not often, you still have it up in your mind. Look, I don't mind getting personal with you guys over here. Since childhood, I have seen a couple of things that made me a bit more empathetic as well as a bit of egoistic on certain factors, which I realized much later. We often don't directly deal or face the trauma. Sometimes, witnessing a situation could have a lasting effect on us. You know what happens? The more we run from it, the more we ignore it, the more it adds up. We all ask ourselves, right? What do I do now? Face it. Life can be unclear. This lack of clarity often leads to problems. Ask yourself, what do you need to heal from? When was the last time you truly connected with yourself? Prioritized yourself? If you are constantly running away from yourself, you are missing out on your full potential. Why don't you sit with yourself for a while and answer all the thoughts you have? Why did it happen to me? Was I wrong? All these questions keep hovering on your mind, right? Am I the problem? Sounds similar, right? Rather, ask yourself, how can you be the problem when it's your life? Answer yourself, what do I need to change to make it better? At some point, while you are busy with question and answers, you'll realize that all you need to change is your mindset. Healing is a journey with ups and downs. You'll face setbacks, but the key is to keep moving forward. Resilience means rising again, no matter how many times you fall. Be resilient, my friend. If you're not able to love yourself, how do you expect yourself to grow? Do you remember the promise you made to yourself as a kid? The imaginary version of you that you admired all your childhood? What happened, mate? Did you become that? Have you become the one you dreamt of? If you ever face your earlier version, how would you face it? Would you prefer saying that you're burdened, that you are on the verge of giving up on your dreams, that you are tired? Of what? Of carrying the past. You're tired of dragging the logs which you could have dropped way earlier. Listen, mate, we all know no one is responsible for our happiness but ourselves. Yet, we don't seem to get it. You know what the problem is? We just know things. We don't understand how valuable they are. The more you allow yourself to hang on, grabs you more, eventually becomes a habit. And I would like to let you know that the weight of your habits are too light until they are too heavy to drop off. The most important part of your life is to make your inner child happy. I'm not asking you to act childish, but to keep your inner self alive. Things that make you feel alive. You need more of that. Remember, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Actively working towards that and making yourself happy is all you need. I want you to imagine your favorite artist. How do you look up to them? I bet you support them through all their ups and downs, right? Then why not yourself? Why not be your biggest fan? Your inner child is not finished. It is just unattended. You need to prioritize yourself, mate. How long have you been ignoring your inner call? Have you peeked inside yourself? What is your heart calling for? Efforts? Breaks? What? Listen closely before it's too late. You know what? We are all liars. We say we love ourselves the most, but yet we tend to prioritize others a little more than what we should. Our inner self is a complex tapestry woven with experiences, emotions, and beliefs. It is at the core of who we are, influencing our thoughts, actions, and relationships. But often, we neglect this essential part of ourselves, focusing instead on the external achievements and validation. Instead of external validation from the external world, my friend, you better turn inward. Consulting your heart is the key to discovering your true self. Remember back at the time, as a kid, those little things made you truly happy? With time, it naturally fades away. And it happened to you too, I understand. But what about the feeling you had within you? I often wonder why the things that made me reach the 9th cloud as a kid don't excite me much lately. I realized I have taken life too seriously. As kids, we had time to explore ourselves, which at some point allowed us to comprehend ourselves. I repeat this in almost every episode of mine. Right. I won't lie that I do it regularly, but mate, whenever it gets heavy, get a diary, grab a pen, and jot down every single thing you have. While doing so, you will realize how many misconceptions you are petting. You don't have to make it a habit, just the bare minimum efforts of writing things down whenever they are needed. You won't even realize when it becomes your habit. Ironically, my average academic performance gave me the freedom to explore different interests. I often criticize myself for being a jack of all trades, overlooking the wisdom in the full saying, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. You possess the power to unlock your full potential. Trust your instincts, believe in your abilities, and keep forging ahead. The answers you seek are residing within you. Hope, a mere hope to which we all hang on. The dream that you have given up upon, maybe due to whatever circumstances, I request you that you consider it one more time, just one more time. Deep down, do you truly desire to make this happen? Are you ready to take action? Are you committed to seeing it through? The choice is yours. If your answer was yes to all of that, even a small step forward can lead to a significant change. If not, that's okay too. If your answer was no, remember, everything happens for a reason and move on. Ultimately, the choice is yours. But move on. Move on from the breakup you had. Move on from the failure you faced. You're not dead. You're not done. Get back up. Move on from the incident you faced years ago. Break free from the chains that are dragging you down. People of our generation today are literally depressed. Because of what? Due to the scenarios they faced in their minds. And what, mate? What are you going to do when you're in your 40s? Get drunk and cry because life wasn't a bed of roses. Why don't you better ask yourself, what do I do now to make it easier for my future? But if you're listening to this and you are in your midlife, 40s or 50s, firstly, I respect you. You have lived way more than I have. And just from a fellow supporter, please don't give up. We hoi polloi of young generation tend to look up to you all. You made it till here. You have done amazing. Why don't you look back into your life? Unknowingly, you gave it your best. You may lack in certain aspects of your life, but when you see it from the bigger picture, how does that make you feel? Proud? I mean, whatever the situation was, you are here. You crossed all the hurdles that tried pulling you down. You are doing just fine. More power to you. Please, don't let us and yourself down. Well, back to the track. I'm sure you sacrificed your dreams for something new, for something better. Now you have got the responsibility of carrying it out to encourage yourself. I won't suggest you to rely completely on motivation, as it would definitely fade away, leaving you empty again. I want you to understand your potential, value yourself, keep putting constant effort for your own benefit. Why are you letting your inner child suffer due to the external factors that have affected you? How selfish, dude. You might wonder, why am I pressing on dreams so much? Because I almost gave up on mine. But I fortunately realized my mental state would be better if I acted upon this. If I be cruel enough and allow myself to be the first in line. Another major thing. Our human body is connected in all possible ways. Once you start taking care of your health, you will feel more energetic, eventually allowing you to work on other areas of life. When you're healthy, dopamine starts hitting you. You feel happier, which motivates you to try different things that you couldn't. One of the most important steps is to practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Remember that you're not alone. There are countless others who have walked this path before you, and there are resources available to help you along the way. You just need to prioritize yourself. Could you tell me, if that was bad, why do we waste time and energy by putting efforts into our relationships, work lives? Because it heals us. A part which we crave subconsciously. I'm not calling that bad. If it was, we wouldn't have done that, right? But you know what's better? Looking at the bigger picture and helping yourself out. I would like to cut this short. Remember, the wound is the place where the light enters you. The only way out is through. It takes courage to grow up, and even more courage to change. Don't let your baggage pull you down. Heal your inner self and grow healthier, brighter, and better. And as always, it was very good to have you here. If you have something that you would want me to cover on my next podcast, make sure to DM me on Instagram at @Saagnik, I_am_Saagnik, or on Facebook it's at Saagnik Sarkar. So yeah, that was all about today's topic, and I promise to meet you again here with something common that we all felt. Not all things needs to be different, right? Myself Saagnik, signing off.